So starting this meditation with, if you're able to, coming to a standing position. Although the first part could be done sitting if standing is going to be too difficult. We'll just stand for the first 10 or 15 minutes. So it's not a long time. So a good way to start this kind of meditation is to just stand mindfully. Really, mindfulness meditation is about doing whatever we're doing mindfully, with awareness. So as you stand, just pay attention. Throughout the day, we have times when we're standing, walking, sitting, lying down, but we don't usually pay a lot of attention. So for now, pay attention to really how it feels as you're standing. Maybe feel the contact of your feet with the floor. Notice that you can probably feel pressure on the bottom of your feet, but more on some areas than others. Notice if your toes are sort of pressing down, helping you stand. Notice pressure on the bottom of the heels. Notice the other places on the bottom of your feet where you feel pressure when they're pressing against the floor. You can also notice that standing involves certain muscles of the legs tightening to hold you up. Notice if you can feel that. Feeling your arms and hands as well. Just letting them hang loose for now, but feeling them. Being aware of the position your hands, your arms are in, the position of your fingers. Notice how the muscles feel. If they're pretty relaxed in your arms and hands. And notice your whole torso, in other words, your back, your belly, your chest. Notice the posture you're standing in, and maybe stand up a little straighter if you've been sort of slouching. Notice any feeling of movement of your belly or your chest as you breathe. You can probably feel your breath in that area, feel the movement as you breathe in and out. Feel how your neck is supporting your head. Notice any tension or just any sensations in the neck. And feel your entire head and face. Just being present for your whole body as it is right now. Feeling your entire body from head to toe. And if thoughts are coming up, see if you can just let them go, leave them alone. You don't have to push them away, just consider thoughts to be something that may come and go a lot, but can be treated as background noise. So using this time that we're meditating, that we're doing a mindfulness practice, using this time to take a break from all the usual thinking and doing and planning and worrying, and so on, that we engage in so much of the time. Using this time to just be. And especially being with the body, perhaps appreciating your body and all that it allows you to do. All the parts of your body that are functioning properly. even if you have illness, even if parts of your body are having some serious problems, most of it is working well. Your muscles allow you to move. Your lungs are taking in air, taking in oxygen with each breath. Every second, your heart is pumping, circulate blood around the body, circulate oxygen and nutrients to all the cells of the body. Just being mindful of your body, whether we're just still in a fairly still standing position, or whether, same thing when we do some stretches. Actually, even notice that if we're just standing without stretching, just standing still, see if you can notice that you're probably not 100% still. There's a little bit of movement, of swaying, of kind of almost unconscious adjusting of position. Even when we're standing, we're not still like a statue. Part of the brain that helps with balance is constantly sending signals without our being aware of it, to have different muscles move and adjust very slightly to keep us balanced on 2 feet. Actually notice that you are balancing right now. If you're standing, you're balancing on 2 feet, which itself is quite amazing. If you imagine a stool with 3 legs, if one of the legs broke off, it would just fall over. But here we are on 2 legs and not falling over. Maybe we'll do some of the stretches, but even here, maintaining this mindful awareness while you move and while you hold different positions. And again, only doing what stretching or moving feels right for you. Don't do anything that will cause significant pain, or don't do anything that will injure your body. So maybe starting by just raising the arms up, lifting them up. If you're able to bring them completely overhead, reaching upward. So raising them straight up, and notice how that feels. Notice the various sensations, the stretching and other sensations. You might particularly feel strong sensations in your shoulders, or perhaps through your arms, or even in your hands, fingers. With any of these stretches, you can, if you want, intensify it, kind of reach more, or you can ease off, depending on how it feels and what it feels like your body needs. And then bring the arms back down with awareness, feeling them move. Just notice that you are moving them, and you can control where your arms go. And notice how it feels when you let go of them, when you let them relax again. Feeling the muscles go loose. Just feeling your whole body as it is right now. And also notice that you're breathing, feeling the movement of your body as you breathe in and out. And then from here, just raising the right arm up. Reaching with your fingertips up towards the ceiling. If you want, you can let your left heel come off the ground just a little and reach even higher. But make sure you keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And see if you can let the rest of your body stay as relaxed as possible, so you only tighten the muscles that you need to. Just experiencing what this is like, the various sensations. If thoughts come up about what you're doing, then just notice that those are thoughts. Let's see if you can resist sort of getting caught up in thinking, and instead, without thinking or analyzing or judging, just being with things as they are. Maybe bring the arm back down And appreciating how the bones and muscles and joints coordinate to allow us to move parts of our body in so many different ways. You notice any difference now between the right and the left arm? Feeling yourself breathing, or notice any changes in your breath or in your whole body. And now bring the left arm up, doing the same stretch. And on the other side, reaching, feeling the sensations of stretching. Feeling all the sensations through your, especially in your left side and shoulder, up through the left arm, right up into the left hand. Even the fingers, you might notice some tingling or other sensations. There's a lot happening, and things that we don't normally pay much attention to. And then bring the arm back down. Feeling it move, feeling the letting go. And just experiencing your arms as they are. Notice any difference between the right and the left. Just being with your body as it is. And then one more time, raising both arms up. And then once your arms are overhead, your hands are up high, taking a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, just leaning to one side. You could, if you want, you could have the hands just apart from each other, or you can sort of clasp them together, interlock the fingers. And either way, just letting your body relax to the side, feeling that kind of curve of your body, stretching along the side, the torso. And then breathing in, coming up, and breathing out and leaning to the other side. Relaxing into it, feeling the stretching. And then breathing in, coming back up. Breathing out, bring the arms back down. And notice how that feels to let them go. To let all the muscles in your shoulders and arms just be loose again. And just being with your body. Feeling your whole body as it is right now. Notice your breathing as well. That's part of your body. And then we'll just do some gentle moving of the shoulders. First, just bring them up. So bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Like you're shrugging. Notice how that feels. And then bring your shoulders back down. And then bring them forward towards each other. They might just move a little, but notice how that feels. There might be some stretching across your upper back. And then bring the shoulders down and now moving them back. So you're pulling the shoulder blades together. You might feel some stretching across the chest. And then bring the shoulders back up again. And now just rotating, kind of one continuous circle. Just rolling the shoulders the whole way around. Taking your time, no need to rush. Just whatever pace feels good for you. Trying to feel it the whole way around. You can change directions if you like. Just reverse the circle. You might notice that as you circle the shoulders, the arms and hands kind of come along. And then let them relax again. So let your shoulders and your arms, your hands be nice and loose. Again, just feeling your body as it is. Notice that you're breathing. being aware of breathing in and breathing out. And then do some simple stretching of the neck. First, just by bringing the chin down. So if you kind of lower your head, just to get a gentle stretch at the back of the neck. Just go easy with the neck stretches, especially if you have any neck problems or neck injuries. Just notice how it feels. And then bring the head back up to the center, to the more neutral position. And then tilting your head to one side, so bringing your ear kind of towards the shoulder, whichever side you want to do first. So you probably feel a stretching across the side of the neck. And then tilting the head to the other side. Same thing, just a gentle stretch now on this side of the neck. Maybe you notice that there's a difference between the right and the left. Sometimes one side may be tighter than the other. And then bring the chin down in front. And then continuing through these three positions, nice and slowly, just gently kind of moving this sort of semicircle. You can change the direction of it if you want. Or if you want, you just stop at any point, especially if you get dizzy. And then bring the head back up to the center, standing up straight. And again, checking with your body. Really feeling your body in this position, feeling yourself standing. Still noticing that you're breathing. Feeling any movement of your belly or your chest as you breathe. And then from here, if you're standing, moving to a sitting position, and see if you can do that mindfully. Anytime we change positions, it's an interesting thing to pay close attention with, something we just do automatically. For example, how do you lower yourself down into a chair? What muscles do you use? What's the process of doing this? But once you're sitting comfortably, let your shoulders be relaxed. Let your hands and arms just rest comfortably. With your eyes closed, or if you prefer, just kind of gazing downward. Sitting with a reasonably upright posture. So you can feel comfortable but alert. And just once again, tune in to the fact that you're breathing. Just notice that you are breathing. Hopefully you're breathing, but if you're not, you might want to start. Likely we're already breathing. Breathing pretty well 24/7. But most of the time we're not paying much attention. Notice the difference between an in-breath and an out-breath. So notice that you can tell when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. best you can, just letting the breath happen without controlling it, letting it kind of fall into its natural rhythm. And see if you can follow the breath, feel it through the whole cycle. So feel the whole inhalation from the start to the end, and then feel the whole exhalation. And now letting your awareness expand so that along with your breath, you're now open to all the body sensations happening wherever, everywhere. We have nerve endings that allow us to feel all kinds of different types of sensations. And we have these sensitive nerve endings in the skin and inside the body, in most of our organs and tissues, pretty well everywhere except inside the brain itself. Notice sensations like touch, pressure, temperature. There's also proprioception, which is the ability to feel position. So you can notice that even without moving, you can probably feel the position your arms and legs are in, whether they're bent or straight. And particularly, you can probably feel the position of each finger. You might feel many interior sensations, for example, in the muscles. You can often feel sensations in muscles of tightness or looseness, or different temperature, or muscles that are comfortable, muscles that are aching. In fact, notice, as we're being open to body sensations in general, notice if there's any sensations right now that you might label as unpleasant, perhaps some kind of pain or just discomfort. And one option, if you feel comfortable with it, is to explore one of these areas of discomfort more closely. Move your attention right into the area and notice what exactly it feels like. Notice exactly where it is, whether it changes or moves. You can notice in this area of discomfort if it feels like a dull ache or sharp pain, or perhaps burning or itching, or pulling, some other kind of sensation. There's always the option as well, if there's an area of discomfort, that you could move or do something to ease the discomfort. You could change a position to part of your body, you could scratch an itch, you could perhaps do something to lessen the discomfort. But if you do so, see if you can do it very mindfully with awareness. Or you could just open up to the whole body and just be aware of all of it and just allow it all to be as it is. the whole mix of sensations, pleasant and unpleasant and neutral. And in addition to the nerve endings that allow us to feel all these different kinds of sensations, we also have specialized nerve endings for different sensory experiences that are in the ears and eyes, nose, and mouth that allow us to experience taste and smell and sight and hearing. You might notice things going on in all those areas right now. Maybe particularly turning attention to sound. Just notice that you are hearing sounds. Notice how many different sounds you could be hearing, even if you're in a fairly quiet space. So just taking in sounds as if your ears are like microphones, which in a sense they are. Just perceiving sound without analyzing or labeling. Or if your mind does start commenting on sounds or labeling them, just notice that those are thoughts. And then leave the thoughts alone and go back to just listening. Just like we do with anything else we observe mindfully, bringing kind of an open curiosity. In this case, to bring that curiosity to just notice the details of various sounds that are coming and going. You might even notice the sound of your own breathing. Just be in touch with the whole soundscape. All these various sounds that are coming into your ears. Maybe perhaps appreciate and savor the ability to hear. If you suddenly became completely deaf, this would be likely a big loss. It would make a lot of things more difficult. But we typically take for granted that we can hear. Notice how useful this sense is to allow us to hear verbal communication and appreciate so many other kinds of sounds. And throughout the meditation so far, whether we were focusing on sounds or body sensations or just the breath, whether we were stretching mindfully, whatever we were focusing on, you've likely noticed thoughts coming up. Maybe you've noticed your mind getting lost in thoughts of different types. Maybe you've gotten caught up in thinking about the meditation itself or how you're doing, or maybe thoughts about different events, maybe things that came up already today or that are coming up later, or maybe just certain problems or issues that are sort of coming into your mind. It might be very tempting to think about them, sometimes to figure things out or figure out solutions. But for now, see if we can step back a little bit from thoughts and just mindfully observe them, just like we might observe other experiences. As best you can, not trying to control your thoughts or push them away, just letting them come and go. Seeing if you can stay separate from them, just be an observer of them. You may find that difficult. It's quite normal to often get just carried into the stream of thinking and carried downstream, kind of lost in thoughts. What we might call being hooked by our thoughts. But anytime you realize that was just happening, that realization is a moment of, again, coming outside the stream and instead watching it go by. You might notice that thoughts, just like other experiences, might come in the categories of being pleasant or unpleasant or just neutral. Maybe also notice different emotions that go with thoughts. If there's an unpleasant thought, there are usually emotions like either sadness or anxiety or anger or guilt or shame. Maybe just noticing how thoughts and emotions come and go and change moment to moment. And notice that there's a part of you able to observe all of that, to be aware. Maybe notice how along with thoughts and emotions, there's still all these other experiences happening, body sensations, sounds, other experiences. Maybe now for just the last couple of minutes of the meditation, opening up your awareness to all of it. Not focusing on any one area, not choosing to only look at one area, but instead, just for the last minute or two, laying out the welcome mat for whatever's showing up. Because even if we don't want it to be here, it's here. Perhaps if you might remember a bit of the poem, The Guest House, that goes, this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, joy, depression, meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. See if you can just briefly even bring that full openness and acceptance to each moment. As Rumi says in that poem, welcoming whatever visitor is here, whatever shows up each moment.